What's going on, Twitch? Good evening. Everyone's going having a good night. Don't forget to check your nautical miles for the X-Plane gift card giveaway on Saturday night at 10 o'clock on the stream. Slow night so far in the west. A couple departures filed. Just waiting on people to get moving here. Looks like a rush is coming up from John Wayne. Still a little ways out.
San Francisco clearance Delta 189, request IFR to Medford, please.
Delta 189, San Francisco clearance. Good evening. Cleared to Medford Airport, San Francisco for departure. Vectors to Red Bluff. VOR then is filed. Climb via the SID. Accept maintain 10,000. Squawk 3630.
Clear to Medford, San Francisco for departure, vectors to Red Bluff and then as filed. Climb via the SID, accept maintain 10,000, 3630 for Delta 189.
Delta 189, read back correct. And also new departure frequency is going to be 135.1, 35.1.
35-1.
Phoenix ground, American 46 ready for taxi information.
American 456 Phoenix ground, runway 26, taxi via Sierra Bravo.
26 Sierra Bravo, American 456.
Clearance, ready to check.
Calling clearance loud and clear.
Thank you. I'm just going to do another radio check on the other frequency. Can you...
I have a clue who that was or where they are. Not a clue.
Fresno clearance, radio check.
We're calling Fresno clearance, loud and clear.
Okay, got it, thanks.
Let me switch this back over to my...
Fresno clearance, Delta 2313 is at gate 3 with Echo type Boeing 737-200 slant whiskey with Echo IFR to Burbank.
Delta 2313, roger, no flight plan on file.
Oh, okay, 1 second.
That's only the third time that's happened today. Actually, some weird stuff going on earlier today. Had somebody file out of Phoenix, and he submitted this flight plan. I had him send it like 3 times, and it never popped up. Never had the print strip notification. Nothing at all. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, he's got to be doing something wrong. So finally, for the hell of it, I decided to pull up the flight strip just by force pulling it up through a dot command that we have, and it worked. So I'm like, well, that's extremely strange. I've never seen that problem before. Delta 2313, affirmative, clearance on request, standby. And yeah, this needs some cleaning up for sure. This definitely needs a Tango Airway, any slant whiskey. Okay, someone explain that to me. Can somebody say full route clearance?
Phoenix Tower, American 456, holding short 26 at Bravo 13.
American 456, Phoenix Tower, wind 200 at 3, runway 26, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 on 456.
Okay, Delta 2313, can you confirm that your navigational type is slant whiskey, you're unable RNAV?
Affirmative, we're old school, no RNAV.
Okay, 2313, your routing includes fixes as well as a Tango Airway, which would require RNAV. You want to try again with your routing?
Okay, stand by, I'll double check.
Okay. Calling pro next week. It's been one of those days. Sorry. It just really has been. Seriously, I've had to redo a lot of routes and just a lot of, let's just use what's on SimBrief, but not check to see if we can actually fly it. A lot of that today. I may need to go get another cup of coffee here. Hashtag try again, exactly. What's up, Johnny? How's it going, man? American 456, contact departure.
Over departure 456. Phoenix departure, American 456 with you at 2000 up to 8.
American 456, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Up to 210 or...
Okay, great. 2 RNAV waypoints. All right.
Portland clearance, Gladys 497 Papa Charlie.
497 Papa Charlie, Portland clearance.
Ready to copy IFR 2 North Bend Municipal.
Or not 7 Papa Charlie, roger. Cleared to North Bend Airport. This will be a full route clearance. Portland 1 departure. Vectors to Newburgh VOR. That's Uniform Bravo Golf. Victor 287. North Bend. That's Oscar Tango Hotel. Direct. Maintain 6,000. Departure frequency 118.42. Squawk 6661.
And can you repeat the departure?
7 Papa Charlie, Portland 1 departure.
Grand Papa Charlie, please.
7 Papa Charlie, it's the Portland 1 departure.
Okay, Roger. So we'll depart via the Portland 1 departure, and then to November Bravo Golf, Victor 287, then to Oscar Tango Hotel, direct. After departure, climb maintain 6,000, departure frequency 118.42, squawk 661. We're at 7 Papa Charlie.
Missing a digit there, too. For 7 Papa Charlie, it's the Newburgh VOR, so that's Uniform Bravo Golf. Vectors, Portland 1 departure, vectors to Uniform Bravo Golf. And the transponder code should be 4 digits, always. That's going to be 6661.
All right, so the Portland 1, then to Newburgh, Victor 287, then to Uniform Bravo Golf,
No.
direct.
No.
After departure 6,000, and squawk is 6661.
7 Papa Charlie, okay. The routing readback you had initially was correct outside of the first VOR, so let's try it again. It's the Portland 1 departure, radar vectors to Newburgh VOR, that's Uniform Bravo Golf, Victor 287, North Bend VOR, direct. This should really not be that difficult.
So Portland 1 departure, Newburgh VOR, Victor 287, North Bend VOR,
There we go.
direct.
Paletta 7 Papa Charlie, roger, readback correct.
All right, thanks for your patience.
Yep.
San Francisco ground Delta 189 information Victor routes taxi at Alpha.
Delta 189 San Francisco ground, runway 28 left, taxi via Alpha Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot, hold short of runway 1 left at Foxtrot 1, contact the tower there.
Alright, 28 left, Alpha Foxtrot 1 and Foxtrot, and holding short runway 1 left at Foxtrot for Delta 189.
Delta 189, hold short of runway 1 left at Foxtrot 1, contact the tower there.
Holding short runway 1 left at Foxtrot 1 and contacting tower there for Delta 189.
Delivery,
What's up,
Delta
Cappy Bro?
2313, I've refiled. I think that's correct.
We still have a Tango Airway in here. So, okay, Delta 2313, you still have a Tango Airway, which is basically a GPS route between Shafter and Lake Hughes. So that's not going to work. I can try to look up something a little better for you here. Just stand by. Let me get back to you on that.
Okay, thanks.
Honestly, dude, all day today. Sorry, my patience is definitely a little shot today, guys. It really is. It's been talk to Brandon. Brandon's here. It's my strong arm. He's had a little bit of a night too. It's definitely been one of those days on here. There's been quite a bit to do. So anyway, so we're a little better off here in the beginning. Clovis, we're on a jet airway now to Shafter, which I think is going to be all right. Honestly, I'm not even really certain that jet airway is really going to be all that important. And let's see what goes between these two. Whoops. Probably just best to stick them on the Victor Airway the whole way down 23. Let's see. Victor 165. Delete queues. And honestly speaking, he should probably be coming into Burbank on an arrival, I would imagine, especially being a jet. So it'd probably be best to go over the top of Fillmore. So let's see if we can do something there. Maybe Victor 23, Shafter, Victor 23, Gorman, Fillmore, Victor 299. Yeah, probably something over Fillmore would be best, I would imagine. Shafter, let's do. Or whoops, it should be Fillmore. Looks a little better.
San Francisco Tower Delta 189, holding short runway 1 left at Foxtrot 1.
United 189, correction, Delta 189, San Francisco Tower, cross runway 1 left and runway 1 right at Foxtrot 1, continue taxi.
Cross runway 1 left and 1 right via Foxtrot 1 and continue taxi, Delta 189.
Delta 2313, full route clearance, advised ready to copy.
Delta 2313, ready to copy.
Delta 2313, cleared to Burbank Airport, Yosemite 2 departure, radar vectors to Clovis VOR, J65 Shafter VOR, Victor 23, Gorman VOR, that's Golf Mike November, Victor 299, Fillmore VOR, that's Foxtrot India Mike direct. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 230 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.6 and squawk 2742. See how that does for him.
Okay, didn't get all of it, but Yosemite 2 departure, vectors to Clovis, Juliet 65 to Shafter, Victor 23 to Gorman, and then, I don't know, departure 119.6, squawk 2742.
Hey, Delta 2313, roger, it's the Yosemite 2 departure, vectors to Clovis VOR, J65 Shafter VOR, Victor 23 Gorman VOR, that's Golf Mike November, Victor 299 Fillmore VOR, direct.
Yosemite 2 departure, vectors Clovis, J65 Shafter, Victor 23 to Gorman, Victor 299 Fillmore direct, departure 119.6, squawk 2742, 2313.
Delta 2313, readback is correct, and amend your initial altitude on departure, maintain a 10,000.
Initial altitude 10,000 for 2313.
Well, 2313, roger, readback correct. American 456, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32, 3432. Okay, that readback was nothing but... This is like the 8th time this has happened to me today, too, where I can't understand anything somebody's doing. I had a stuck mic earlier for 8 minutes. People muted microphones trying to read back frequency changes, and now this is nothing but static. American 456, Albuquerque Center, if you're checking in, it's completely unreadable, nothing but static.
Albuquerque Center, American 456, with you at flight level 180 up to flight level 210.
American 456, okay, that's a little better. It's about 4 by 3, I'd say. Climb and maintain flight level 380.
Up to 380 for 456.
Hey, Garrett, yeah, I'd like to, man. I definitely would like to get into that. I'm waiting for pool leagues to wrap up. That's going to free up some time on Thursday nights for me to hopefully get into some of that. So I would definitely like to. I would like to also probably start experimenting with a new flight simulator because I've still been using Flight Sim 10. So I think it's about time to upgrade the sim too. So that's going to be something to work towards here over the next month or so. Is getting into some flight content as well. So
San Fran Tower, Delta 189, holding short, runway 28 left.
Delta 189, San Francisco Tower, wind to 170 at 8, runway 28 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 left, 189.
Thanks for the follow, Wayne Hippie. Welcome to the frequency. And oh yeah, Brandon too. Thanks for the bits, dude. Appreciate it. 200 biddies. Love them biddies. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks.
Oakland Center, Air Canada 457, flight level 320.
Air Canada 457, Oakland Center. Good evening. This is Russia's second try. He just flew up before with Brandon and started running into a bunch of frame issues, I guess. And that was a different Airbus he was flying. I think he's in the what is he in the FS Labs Airbus 320 right now. So he's trying to see if I guess he's trying to troubleshoot a potential computer issue or a graphics issue, something going on as he's coming into San Francisco. At least that's what I've been told. So I guess we'll see how this run turns out for him. Johnny, thanks for the biddies, dude. Appreciate it. Sweet, dude. 200. Nice. Very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Are you on the road tonight, Johnny? Are you off today? Air Canada 457, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 200.
Pilot's discretion, Delta 200, Air Canada 457.
Delta 189, contact to NorCal departure.
Also departure, Delta 189.
Garrett, I'm not 100% sure yet. So I don't know. I got a bunch of people pushing me towards X-plane, so I'm sure at some point I'll probably end up trying both. I'm not sure yet though, honestly. I got to look at both and I got to see like what direction I really want to go. So
NorCal departure, Delta 189, 3000 for 10,000 to San Francisco for departure.
Delta 189, NorCal departure, radar contact. Delta 189, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Up to flight level 190, Delta 189.
Yeah, I know you're a big P3D fan, Brett. Yep. Ideally, what I really need to do before I get a new flight simulator is actually invest in a new hard drive for the flight simulator. So, and honestly, I've been thinking about upgrading to a newer version of Windows as well, Windows 10. So, because I'm still on 7 on this computer right now. And before I do that, really, I'd like to invest in a probably a new hard drive, something like solid state to move over to. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's like I said, it's definitely some content I would love to get into to do some flying. It's just I gotta kind of figure out which route I want to go. I gotta think about it a little bit more. Mile marker 217, nice. Very good. All right. Delta 189, turn right, heading 360, direct red bluff, 1 able, and advise.
Right, 360 and clear direct red bluff, and we will advise when we have it for Delta 189.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little while before I start really getting into the flight stuff. I could see it,
Portland
taking a
ground,
few
flight
weeks.
is 497, Papa Charlie, ready to taxi with information Golf.
Oh, what's Portland doing? Still east, it looks like. Okay, November 497 Papa Charlie, Portland ground, say parking.
We're at the southwest ramp, 497 Papa Charlie.
7 Papa Charlie, thank you. Runway 10 right, taxi via Charlie 3, Charlie.
10 right, Charlie 3, Charlie. 497 Papa Charlie.
I gotta get some more coffee, guys. See if I can catch a break here to run over to the coffee maker real quick. Probably get Delta. Let's switch in. Delta 189, contact Oakland Center 132.905. Advise them when you're direct to Red Bluff as well.
132.95, and we will advise them. Delta 189.
The giveaway page is coming up very often now. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'll take a look at it.
Oracle Delta 189, 13,900 for flight level 190 direct Red Bluff.
Delta 189, Oakland Center, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and flight level 280, Delta 189.
American 456, contact LA Center 133.55. We'll talk to you in a bit, too. As readbacks, nothing but static again.
Over to
There we go.
133.55 for 456.
All right. I'm going to run away just for a second here, guys. Be right back. Just going to get some coffee. Excuse me. All right, guys, we're back.
Portland Tower, Pilatus 497 Papa Charlie, 1 short, 10 right.
Remember, 497 Papa Charlie, Portland Tower, runway 10 right, cleared for takeoff, wind to 110 at 10.
Clear for takeoff, 10 right, Pilatus 497 Papa Charlie.
Air Canada 457, contact NorCal approach 121.3.
1213 for Air Canada 457. NorCal, Air Canada 457 through flight level 245, down to 20.
Air Canada 457, NorCal approach, roger. ATIS information, Whiskey is current at San Francisco. Advise when you've got that. Expect the ILS approach, runway 28 left.
We'll be expecting ILS 28 left, and we'll go ahead and grab Whiskey, Air Canada 450.
Roger, Air Canada 457, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain a 12,000, and use the Monterey altimeter for now. It's 3016.
Go descend down to 12,000 and 3016 in the box, Air Canada 457.
His voice, Rush's like mic sounds like not so clear either. I've seen this happen to him before. It's like all kind of choppy sounding. Flight at 7, Papa Charlie, contact departure.
Over departure, 497 Papa Charlie.
Suppose we should switch this video map around.
Polar departure, Pilatus, 497
Oh,
Papa
we started
Charlie,
right
4,000
course,
climbing, 6,000.
So, flew the departure wrong. November 497 Papa Charlie, Portland departure, radar contact. Roger, are you direct to Newburgh right now?
Affirmative, 497 Papa Charlie.
97 Papa Charlie, Roger. The Portland 1 departure is a radar vector departure. There should be an assigned heading off the runway to fly. Just be advised of that. You can continue direct to Newburgh for now, and climb and maintain 14,000.
All right, thanks for the advice. We'll climb maintain 14,000 and proceed direct to Newburgh, 497 Papa Charlie.
That's Roger. Yeah, it's a 103 heading. If no other heading is assigned, just be advised of that.
Okay, good to know. Appreciate it.
Air Canada 457, leave Whiskey.
Air Canada 457, Roger. Remember, you guys can buy your tickets too by typing in exclamation point buy tickets. And here, let me double check this here. I think you need to type in. I know some people have had some questions about this. I think you need to enter in the number then that you'd like to purchase right after that. Yeah, buy tickets and then space and then number. That should work. Air Canada 457, descend to maintain 10,000.
10,000, Air Canada 457.
Fresno clearance, Delta 2313, radio check again.
Until 2313, Fresno clearance, loud and clear.
Okay, Delta 2313, is our clearance still valid?
Until 2313, affirmative.
Thank you, yeah, I had to sign up for a moment.
Air Canada 457, contact NorCal approach on 135.65. Oh, it looks like his sim may have locked up. I was a little concerned because something doesn't seem right with his microphone either. It's not coming across the frequency very clear. I think he locked up. Don't know what's going on. I think he had the same exact problem happen on his last flight, according to what Brandon was telling me. It's the same exact issue. See if it skips ahead. Maybe it's just maybe it's just stuttering or something. I really don't know. Johnny, the safety meeting is just SM now. We shortened it up, so it's just exclamation point Sierra Mike. So yeah, I got some news for you guys. Forgot to share this. My buddy's coming up for the weekend from Minneapolis. Somebody I went to University of North Dakota with. Good friend of mine. He'll be staying a couple nights here in town. There's a birthday party going on Saturday night that he's attending. And I'm going to try to get him to sit in on stream for a little bit on Saturday if we can. I'm not sure, maybe Friday. So I might see if we can get him to sit in for a little bit on Friday night if he makes it here on time. But that's kind of up in the air depending on when he's going to get here. So, but I would like to have him sit in. He's actually a Minneapolis center controller in reality. So I was kind of hoping to do a little bit of Q&A with him. I did set up another sound device. I've got another headset too, which we can use. So I can actually have him sit in on stream. So I'm going to try to get him to be around for some of that. He's kind of on a tight schedule with some of his plans up here, but he did say that he was interested in being able to field some questions from you guys and stuff about the career, and we just talk a little bit about how things are working in the center. So he's still a trainee at this point. He's been there for, I think, a little over a year now, closer to a year and a half. Brett, yeah, it should be on Minneapolis Center on Saturday night. That's correct. I'm the Sneaky Man 13. What's up? How's it going? Air Canada 457 NorCal, are you up? Let's say it's safe to say Russia's stuff probably crashed. Can anybody jump on Russia's stream real quick and let me know? Because he's still showing connected, which I find kind of strange. Generally speaking, it'll just drop you out if it crashes completely. Flight is 7, Papa Charlie, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
121.4, Platus 497, Pop Charlie.
He crashed. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. It's funny though, because it is still showing him connected, which I do find kind of strange.
Center
But I
Pilatus
think the network's been
497
acting a
Papa
little
Charlie,
strange today.
24,000.
So, remember 4907 Papa Charlie, Seattle Center Roger, Salem altimeter 2960.
2960.
The network has been acting a little bit funny today. Like I said, I had some issues earlier with people. Like, I had a guy depart out of Eagle. I forgot to share this one too. Somebody coming out of Eagle earlier today, and he called me up holding short of the runway, and he was still showing on the ramp. And I'm like, well, something is just totally not right here. This doesn't make sense. So it's like something with the tracking of the client was just not working. He had to end up restarting the sim in order to get that to come back. It looks like whatever happened with Rush here, it actually just ghosted his target, so it's just frozen right now over the, well, basically over Skunk on the arrival, Big Sur. So that's going to be kind of entertaining because I guarantee you we're going to have more San Francisco traffic coming in later, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get rid of the target. But that's probably, I'm going to try dot killing him and see if that helps anything, see if that works. Okay, at least it got rid of him. So that's interesting though that it ghosted his target. Usually when stuff like this starts happening, we need to think about restarting the server. I don't know, just kind of try to pay attention to it. Like I said, somebody, you know, I had another person on the ground at Phoenix earlier. They couldn't get their transponder to go to normal and get the beacon code right. I don't know if that had something to do with weird, just a lot of weird stuff going on today too. In and out of the clearance issues that I've had today, just a lot of very unusual things happening. Something's happening with the scenery. Yeah, and that's kind of what I suspected too, because I think he thought it might have been the aircraft at first, but I think something else is going on too, because his microphone doesn't sound as clear as it generally does. It sounds a little bit choppy, and I've seen him go through that issue before where he just wasn't transmitting clear, and I don't know. I have no idea what he needs to do to fix that, but something just doesn't sound right. His audio quality doesn't sound very good, so. On the Sneaky Man, generally speaking, they're looking for some sort of virtual ATC experience for. I'm not even sure if there's like a limit that they're looking for on that anymore. They are just looking for like at least a C1 rating or equivalent on the VATSIM network, preferably in the United States, or familiarity with FAA procedures. And it always helps. It's a plus if you have some sort of real-world aviation experience as well. So if there's any sort of flight background you have, or if there's an air traffic control background or training, that's always a plus too. So generally speaking, though, that's what they're looking for. What's going on, Assassin? How's it going, man? Want to fly, but so tired tonight. Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, surprisingly enough, it's like I got a pretty good night's sleep last night, and you know I didn't even have to work this morning because Marcus has the 4 on straight in the morning on the west, so he takes my normal 2 hours that I work Monday, Tuesday in the morning, and I still woke up feeling like feeling like I hadn't slept much at all, and I've just been kind of tired today myself. I'm going on like my 4th cup of coffee here, and it's still not kicking in yet. Tomorrow's my short day, guys. I've only got 2 shifts, just the morning, and then I got 2 to 4 Central Time. I'm planning to stream for that 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. Central Time shift, so it's going to be an early stream tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And then Friday night too. So we'll do Friday night 6 o'clock. So still lots of opportunity here for you guys to get some nautical miles together if you're still looking at trying to rack up enough for tickets. And Saturday night too, we'll have some time before the drawing. Pan Am, yeah, we'll be doing some ZMP stuff with it Saturday night, 7 o'clock. This guy need to move over to the RNAV arrival. Oh, looks like that was already done. Great. Perfect. I was actually just anticipating doing that myself. It looks like Sean beat me to it. So can always count on Sean Goldsey. He's always keeping an eye out. See, I don't like it. SimBrief does that, and I think I mentioned that yesterday too.
Salt Lake Center, American 456 with you at flight level 380.
American 456, Salt Lake Center, Roger. So I don't like how SimBrief does that. It pumps these routes out that are like half RNAV and then half conventional, and it's just strange. It's like if your aircraft is Slant Lima, file everything, file the RNAV SID, file the RNAV star. It's just easier. So we're more than likely going to move you over to it unless you ask us not to, especially if the aircraft is capable of it, just because it's the preferred routing, and generally speaking, the RNAV stuff is more efficient anyways for the pilot. So. Sneaky man, yeah, this is a real job.
Fresno ground, Delta 2313 at gate 3, ready for taxi with information echo.
Check Fresno weather. I think they're T9s right now. Oh, actually, maybe not. See what Fresno's doing. Yeah, still T9 right. All right. Delta 2313, Fresno ground runway 29 right, taxi via Bravo 3 and Bravo 5, Bravo. Hopefully we're listing that right on the ATIS here. Let's check. Yep.
29 right via Bravo 5 and Bravo, Delta 2313.
Delta 189 descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
My discretion down to 240, Delta 189.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I missed that. I was out grabbing coffee. I just got your message here, so thank you for that. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks a lot. Also appreciate your support, man, especially with the donations towards Vegas. Absolutely, you guys are everybody that's donated so far. Thank you so much. I'm really amazed at the support, and I'm really hoping to meet a lot of you guys out there that are actually going. Definitely have some cool contents that we're starting to get lined up for that. I'm talking to some of the entities and the groups that are going to be out there for the convention to get together and have some meetings with them and stuff. And I'd like to compile a video, get some footage and stuff, put a nice like expo video together and stuff from Ground Point Niner. So that is in the works. We are getting in touch with people to make that hopefully work out. And yeah, but thank you, dude. I really appreciate the support. Like I've got the tickets already, so that the tickets out there. That's all booked. The flights are booked. Looking forward to going to Vegas. This will be my first trip out there too. 31 years old, and I've never spent any time in Vegas. The one time that I flew through Vegas, I didn't even have time to put a quarter in a slot machine in the airport. I had to switch terminals. I had to get my bag. I had to switch terminals and check in for a flight that I almost missed, and just yeah, it was crazy. And it didn't help. Vegas was in a really weird runway configuration. They were landing on what were they doing? I think they were doing one left. So, and it was just like a strong wind out of the north. So we came in from, I was flying from Grand Forks, and
Delta
we ended up landing on one left.
280.
Delta 189, Roger. Ended up landing on one left, so that added a lot of flight time since they were down to a single runway operation there. And then the taxi was a lot longer too to get over to the D gates. And then I had to take the tram from the D gates, go to the main terminal.
I need to research RVSM, Romeo Victor Sierra Mike. RVSM, what does it mean?
I'm the sneaky man. Thanks, dude. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. So anyways, I had to get my bag, and then I had to get on a bus, go to T5, check in for JetBlue, run through security, and then barely made that flight to Long Beach. So I had to go to Long Beach. I was going out for a buddy's wedding, and a friend of mine hooked me up with a buddy pass on JetBlue since he was working there at the time. So I had no time to even absorb an ounce of Vegas, even being in the airport. I was nonstop the whole way. Get off the plane, hightail it, get your bag, get to the next terminal, check in, and get on the plane, and we're pushing back. And it's like the lady next to me, it's like I got an aisle seat, lady sitting next to me, sunglasses on. You could tell she was hungover as piss. Closes the window, couldn't even see out the window on the departure. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And the people across from me too, same thing, window closed. I was like, oh, this is great. So I couldn't even enjoy the departure out of Vegas, nothing, just couldn't see anything. It was disappointing. So I'm hoping that we could do it right this time. Hopefully it'll be much better. So I'm looking forward to that. Pilatus 7, Papa Charlie, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 10,000.
Send to maintain 10,000. Pilatus 497, Papa Charlie.
So yeah, hopefully better next time. And that was quite a few years ago too. I want to say that had to be at least 5 years ago.
Fresno Tower, Delta 2313, ready at 29 right.
Well, 2313 Fresno Tower, wind 100 at 4, runway 29 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 29 right, Delta 2313.
I think this should be Nebo at 15. Double check. American 456, cross Nebo at and maintain 15,000, 15,000, Salt Lake City altimeter 3007.
Well, crying now at 15,3007 for altimeter, and I have information.
American 456, Roger. Be sure to let approach control know that you have the ATIS on the initial contact. Yeah, it doesn't really help us when you let the center know if you have the ATIS. It really doesn't, unless the airport that you're landing at happens to be within the center environment, or it's the approach control services are provided from center. That's really the only time that that's ever going to make a difference. But center controllers are not going to pass along that information to approach. That would be a waste of landline time. So just be advised of that when you guys get the ATIS. It's good to get it early. I'm glad that he got it early. That's really good practice. But you'll want to let approach control know on initial contact that you have the ATIS. So when you're checking in with your altitude, make sure you check in with the ATIS as well. Or let us know that you have the weather. One of the two. Delta 2313, contact departure.
After the departure, 2313.
Yeah, I wish I could have a safety meeting right now. Definitely not. Not tonight. Coffee, I guess. Delta 189, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
121.4, Delta 189.
Fresno departure, Delta 2313 at 3,500.
Delta 2313, Fresno departure, radar contact, turn left heading 180. Get turning on course here. We want to go to Shaft. Probably just go direct to Shafter here.
Left turn 180, 2313.
Seattle Center, Delta 189 for level 240.
Delta 189, Seattle Center, Roger. Descend at pilot's discretion, maintain a 12,000, 12,000. Medford altimeter 2977.
My discretion 12000 Delta 189.
Delta 2313, continue left turn heading 160, direct Shafter VOR, and advise.
Continue left turn 160, then direct Shafter, and advise 2313.
Okay, I guess Rush is trying again here. Missoula to Seattle. Should work. I don't know anything about this departure. This is probably a radar vector departure, which I'm not going to be able to clear him via, since we don't provide top-down service to Missoula yet. Oh, it's not. Sweet. Okay, it's pilot nav. Okay.
Delta 2313 is on course for Shafter.
Delta 2313, Roger. Contact Oakland Center on. Actually, stand by for frequency. 1 second.
Roger.
Can't remember which one this is here. 20. What's the low? 23.8. Delta 2313, contact Oakland Center 123.8.
123.8, 2313.
Flight 7 Papa Charlie, advise when you have the North Bend weather, say approach request when able.
497 Papa Charlie has the weather, like visual for runway 13.
7 Papa Charlie, Roger. I'm not going to be able to get you super low to get near North Bend. Are you using real world weather? Do you have your own custom weather?
Yeah, the real world wasn't loading, so we just got clear in right now.
7 Papa Charlie, okay, Roger. Expect a visual approach runway 13.
We'll expect the visual 13. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely not it's definitely not very good for VMC there right now. It is VFR
Oakland
conditions, but
Center,
it's
Delta
marginal. That's for
2313
sure.
at 10,000.
Well, 2313 Oakland Center, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 230.
Flight level 230 for 2313.
See, if you're still not going to be able to get him down super low, especially for a straight into 1-3. Only going to be able to go down to 6,000. But if he's got clear conditions, he should be able to pick the airport up pretty quickly. Lattice 7, Papa Charlie, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 6,000.
So maintain 6,000. Lattice 497 Papa Charlie.
Hey, what's up, Super Jeff? How's it going, man? I don't know. It's like everyone's flying the 737-200 slant whiskey again, too. Delta 2313, VFR traffic 12 o'clock, less than 3 miles, same direction. Altitude indicates 1,500. Type unknown.
Roger, thank you. I'll keep an eye out.
Looks like he's beating him in the climb anyway. What's up, Drew? How's it going? Tonight's topic of discussion. That's to be determined yet. Not really anything. Not really anything in particular. First time being able to hop back on Twitch in a month, really. How's everything going, man? Did you find employment yet? Lattice 7, Papa Charlie. Advise North Bend Airport in sight, 1 o'clock and 25 miles.
Lattice 7 Papa Charlie has the field in sight.
Lattice 7, Papa Charlie. Roger. Clear to visual approach runway 13.
Clear for the visual runway 13. Lattice 7 Papa Charlie.
Salt Lake, Air Canada 457 on the ground. Got a request.
Air Canada 457, Salt Lake. Go ahead.
Salt Lake, Air Canada 457. We're on the ground here at Missoula. We're looking to pick up IFR over to Seattle, please.
Air Canada 457, Roger. Cleared from the Missoula Airport to Seattle Airport as filed. Maintain flight level 230. Expect flight level 340 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.4, squawk 7377. Hold for release.
Air Canada 457, we cleared from Missoula to Seattle as filed. We'll climb 23,000. We'll maintain 23,000, expect 34 and 10 and 334 in the departure. And we'll squawk 7377. We'll hold for release. We'll call it the holding point, Air Canada 457.
Air Canada 457, read back correct. Advise number 1 for departure.
Advise number 1, Air Canada 457.
Delta 2313, contact LA Center on 135.5. Actually, I may have given
Over to LA Center, 135.5. Thank you, bye-bye.
And actually, Delta 2313, I'm sorry, before you go, change the frequency. Contact LA Center 125.27, 2527. Sorry about that.
125.27.
Reading ground Skywest 3340 IFR to Portland with November.
Skywest 3340, reading ground clearance on request, standby. Okay, getting a little busy now. Should be Edith 5 and be 80. Let's check that, looks good. Press 3. So we're flying Skywest as a Boeing 737-200. That's not going to throw me off or anything. All right. I think this is just a pilot nav departure. I've got to check it though. Reading is not one of the more common airports that we see people flying in and out of, so this is one that I definitely don't have a lot of the procedures memorized. Direction of flight should probably be an even cruise altitude. I shouldn't really have a problem getting up to 260. Okay. What happened there? There we go. Alright, Skyway's 3340 clearance. Skyway's 3340 clearance. I think he just got disconnected because something happened with the flight plan here, so we'll wait until he comes back up then.
Skywest 3340 ready.
Skyway's 3340, roger. Cleared at Portland Airport, Crest 3, departure Shatta, then as filed. Climb via the SID. Departure frequency should be as listed 132.2, squawk 7454. Yep, should be correct. Actually, I'm kind of a little bit wondering how is he intending to... Okay, yeah,
Skywest 3340 is cleared at Portland International Airport at the Cresta 3 departure. And the Shasta, and then it's filed. Climb via SID. Frequency 132.2, squawk 7454.
Skyway's 3340, roger, read back correct. Expect flight level 260, final altitude as well for direction of flight. Delta 189, contact Cascade, approach 124.3.
260, Skywest
124.3,
3340.
Delta 189.
Lattice 7, Papa Charlie, radar service terminated. Remain on your present beacon code. Contact North Bend Tower 118.45.
Radar services terminated. Contact tower 118.45. Lattice 497 Papa Charlie.
Cascade approach Delta 189, 12000.
North Bend Tower,
With
Lattice
information Papa and
497
request
Papa
the
Charlie on
VOR
visual
DME runway 14.
Delta 189, Cascade approach, roger. I missed your approach request. Say again.
VOR DME runway 14, Delta 189.
Okay. Delta 189, roger. Expect that. I'm not even sure if I can vector to final on that one or not. I'm going to have to look. November 497, Papa Charlie, North Bend Tower, runway 13, clear to land.
13 clear to land. 497 Papa Charlie.
Delta 189, are you looking for vectors to final for the approach or full approach?
Full approach Delta 189.
Delta 189, roger. Across the Rogue Valley VOR at or above, across the Rogue Valley VOR at or above 5,000, cleared at VOR, runway 14 approach.
Cross Rogue Valley
Actually, I should
VOR
not have
out
cleared
of
him down that low that quick,
5,000 and clear for the VOR DME runway 14 approach.
Pretty much
Delta
just going to
189.
use anticipated separation with these MEAs right here, or MVAs I should say, for now. I should not have cleared him down to all the way down to 5 here until he's actually beyond these. So I'm just going to watch his altitude. I highly doubt he's going to hit it since he's only got about 4 miles to transition before he gets to the lower MVAs, but just keep an eye on that for now. So realistically speaking, don't clear down below the minimum vector altitudes unless you have a diverse vector area, which I'm pretty sure this is not. And again, I don't even believe he'll reach 5,000 by the time he hits Rogue Valley, but we're just going to use that as a reference point since, again, the VOR is located within a 5,000 MVA, so he probably won't even reach 6,000 by the time he gets there. Lattice 7, Papa Charlie, wind is 160 at 13.
7 Papa Charlie, roger, thanks.
Yeah, diverse vector areas, DVAs, are approved areas where you can issue lower altitudes if the aircraft is on.
Hey, good evening, Salt Lake Clearance Delivery. This is Douglas 592 Delta
I'll get back to
Charlie,
it.
requesting off our clearance to Las Vegas.
Number 592 Delta Charlie, Salt Lake clearance, good evening. Clear to Las Vegas Airport, Edith 5 departure, Milford transition that is filed. Climb via the SID, except maintain 10,000, squawk 4671.
Yeah, clear to Las Vegas, Edith 5 departure, Milford transition, and as filed, climb to SID, except hold at 10,000, squawk 4671, Douglas 592 Delta Charlie.
Douglas 2 Delta Charlie, read back, correct? Something else I just realized here. I wonder if... Of course, Salt Lake just switched the boat and went south. So here I am going on an arrival that, of course, that always happens to me. Always happens to me where the boat gets turned right in the middle of when I'm planning runway operations a certain way. So we've got to change the departure procedure for 2 Delta Charlie. We also need to change the arrival for American 456, so let's worry about the guy that's in the air first. Lucky me. So now we need to go to Delta 5. Figure out where I can get him to pick this up to. American 456, an amendment to your routing to Salt Lake, advise ready to copy, changing your runway configurations. Okay, so Delta's on the outbound part of the approach now, so we don't need to worry about his altitude anymore. He's good. American 456, Salt Lake Center. Cloud 7 Papa Charlie, taxi via Alpha to the ramp, this frequency.
Alpha the ramp with you. 497 Papa Charlie. Appreciate your help tonight.
American 456, Salt Lake Center, how do you read? The law of AJ strikes again. Oh, I guess we'll wait for him to come back here. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to start giving vectors to him. Honestly, it's probably not even worth it to try to reroute to the arrival. It's just vectors will work actually, pretty much identical. 2 Delta Charlie is going to need southbound departure out of here, which is going to end up being Weavik 6. Don't believe there's really any changes there outside of just the departure name. American 456, Salt Lake Center, how do you read? Not really sure what the problem is here. See if he ended up maybe bumping the frequency or something. No, he should still be able to receive me. I don't know. Hands up, I'm not sure what's going on there. Still moving, just no response. Alright. I want to practice some emergencies. Can it be done? Yeah, it can be done if you got an account on here. So anyways, Drew, back to diverse vector areas. What I was stating about that is There are areas like SoCal's got at least a couple that I'm aware of. There's one, in fact, that's right next to or it's just a little bit to the east of the 2-7 final in Lindbergh, and it's an area where as long as you're heading away from like the largest obstruction that denotes the minimum vector altitude around that structure or around the mountain or whatever it happens to be, and if you're on a heading away from it, that's on an approved heading. Usually, it's like an area, like a range. If you're on a heading away from it, but you're still within the minimum vector area, and as long as I believe, I'd have to look up the exact details about what it is that's required. I think as long as like the radar site that you're using is confirmed like accurate, so that there's no discrepancies between like where that the largest obstruction happens to be in that MVA, and they're on a heading away from it, you can descend down to an approved altitude that's lower than the minimum vector altitude. So it helps a little bit in areas where, like Lindbergh, where there's terrain that's just to the east of the final, and they need to get people down a little bit lower for a safe descent for the approach. So there's one there. I know there's one in John Wayne too. They have a DVA that's right on the 2-0 left final as well, just to the north and just to the north of the 2-0 left final. No, generally speaking, the answer to that would be no. So unless like the pilot states that they have the terrain in sight and can maintain their own terrain and obstruction clearance, that'd be the only time that you could like approve a descent below or approve a climb below MVA if they're IFR. So American 456 Salt Lake Center, how do you read?
456 reads 5 by.
Okay, American 456, Roger. This is like the 6th time I've tried to reach you here in the last 4 minutes. I'm not sure what's going on. You're receiving me a 5x5 now?
Now I am. I disconnected and reconnected. I thought I got really confused.
American 456, Roger. Fly heading 340. You can expect vectors to the Salt Lake City Airport. They're changing runway configurations there, so just fly heading a 340 for now. Maintain 15,000.
We'll fly 340 and maintain 15.
American 456, contact Salt Lake approach on 128.1.
128.1.
All right, let's switch the map here. We're going to have to wait till Douglas calls us back here, too, to switch his departure procedure up when he calls ground.
Salt Lake approach, American 456 with you at 15,000.
American 456, Salt Lake approach, Roger. Advise information. Actually, advise when you have the current weather at Salt Lake City. Mike's going to be showing the wrong runways, too. They are landing south now. I expect visual approach, runway 16 left or runway 16 right, your choice. Advise which side you prefer. And actually, I'm not even sure we can do visual looking at the ceiling. It's awesome. So the ATIS is once again failing me miserably. Going pro next
Roger
week.
that. Can we get 16 left for 456?
Showing something different here now. American 456, Roger. Expect a visual approach runway 16 left for now. I'll have a vector to the localizer just in case. The ceiling, I'm showing some discrepancies with the ceiling here right now. Should be a few clouds at 9,000, ceiling 16,000 broken.
Roger that.
And American 456, verify your heading is 340.
Flight heading 340.
Delta 189, contact Medford Tower 119.4.
119.4, Delta 189. Medford Tower, Delta 189, BOR, DME, runway 14.
Delta 189, Medford Tower, Roger. Runway 14, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 14, Delta 189.
Wind to 150 at 15.
Roger.
Douglas, 2 Delta Charlie, Salt Lake clearance, are you still on? See if we can reach him now. May have to wait till he calls ground, which is okay. It's pretty common that this happens, so. anyways, yeah, those diverse vector areas, there's quite a few of them, especially in areas that they may need to get aircraft lower just to have a little bit more of an advantage for vectoring to a final or something. There's quite a few of them.
Reading ground,
Usually
Skywest
facility
3340, ready to
SOPs will
taxi.
state exactly where those are. Spreading up to 2803, 34. Skywest 3340, reading ground, runway 34, taxi via Alpha.
34 via Alpha, Skywest 3340.
American 456, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain a 1-1000.
Descend, pilot's discretion, to 1-1000 for 450.
So we're just going to run American up here on a right downwind for 16 left. So it's kind of strange because the ATIS is showing 0354. What are we showing online? It's showing two different reports, which is really freaking weird. So I hang on 16 at 9. That's actually now. Okay, now it's showing correct. So yeah, we should be good for visuals. But I did tell them expect a vector to the localizer just to be safe. So in case we do need to clear him for the instrument approach, if he can't, keep an eye on the field. Jackson, yeah, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the centers having DVAs as much as approach controls do. Not really 100% certain about that. But the one that's near the final
Seattle
on
clearance
John Wayne
November
is
107
pretty
Mike
good.
Romeo IFR to Vancouver with
The one that
Echo.
every time I try to talk about this, like somebody's calling for clearance. But 107 Mike Romeo, Seattle clearance, Roger. Clear to Vancouver Airport, Seattle 6 departure. Vectors to Payne VOR. Grizzly 5 arrival. Climb, maintain 9,000. Squawk 7142.
So Mike Romeo cleared to the Vancouver Airport via the Seattle 6 departure. Vectors Payne VOR. Grizz 5 then is filed. On departure maintain 9,000 and squawk 7142 for 7 Mike Romeo.
Or 7 Mike Romeo, read back correct. But yeah, they do help a lot. The one that's near
Delta
the
189, clear 14.
Delta 189, Roger, exit right, taxi via Alpha to the ramp this frequency, take care.
Alpha to around this frequency, see ya.
Yep. So yeah, anyways, they do help a lot though. It definitely does help, especially the one near the John Wayne 20 left final, the one that's east of Lindbergh too. It can definitely help. Just gives you a little bit more of an advantage to work aircraft down onto the final so that, again, they can make a more stable approach. Jackson, honestly, I know we...
Reading tower, Skywest 3340, holding short runway 34 at Alpha.
Skywest 3340, Reading Tower, runway 34, cleared for takeoff.
34, clear for takeoff, Skywest 3340.
I know we have a final approach course at Jackson, but honestly, I don't believe that Salt Lake Center actually vectors all that much to the final.
457, we are holding short of runway 29 on the ground at Missoula. We're looking for
Air Canada 457, Salt Lake Center, time 0428, clearance void if not off by 0435. If not off by 0435, advise Salt Lake Center not later than 0440 of intentions, released for departure.
Canada 457, if we're not off the ground by 0435, will advise and clear for departure.
Air Canada 457, read back correct. What's going on, 8Key? How's it going? Yeah, Jackson, though, I don't believe that Salt Lake Center actually vectors all that often to the final. It looks like Just looking at ground tracks on FlightAware and listening to that the center feed that I've listened to there, it just I don't hear a whole lot outside of full approaches going in there. It's usually off the Benoit VOR. Most people will take the full approach, and I'm not sure if that mostly has to do with again radar line of sight. I'm not sure really how low they can see aircraft. That might also be part of the issue. It's a little bit difficult for us to judge it on here because we don't have that data for the radar sites. We can pretty much see everything here. So it's really difficult to tell how accurate we're being with regards to that. But I would imagine more often than not, most people would be taking full approaches into airports that are in mountainous terrain. So they really wouldn't have a reason for a DVA up near Jackson because of that, especially if they can't
You
see
get to
down
research RVSM, Romeo
low. Skyway
Victor,
3340 contact
Sierra
Oakland
Mike.
Center.
RVSM, what does it
Oakland
mean?
Center, Skywest
And what does
3340.
your equipment suffix have to do with that?
Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Illis Brad, thanks. Welcome to the frequency. So Russia's released off of Missoula. I've just initiated a track on the ground here. Again, it just serves as a visual reminder to me that someone's coming up. So again, that kind of works similar to ERAM, but they have to have their transponder on in order for it to really work for us here.
Oakland Center, Skywest 3340 at 3000, climbing via SID.
Skywest 3340, Oakland Center, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain 260, Skywest 3340.
Once we get up above some minimum vector altitudes here, I'll probably get him direct to Fort Jones VOR, just because it'll be easier. That way he won't have to do a whole lot of work tracking this DME arc as well as the radial on a secondary radio. Up through 5, that's looking pretty good. His climb rate's looking good. It's about a 340 heading or so. Skywest 3340, fly heading 340, direct Fort Jones, VOR 1 able, rest of route unchanged.
340, direct Fort Jones, rest unchanged, Skywest 3340.
Right, so that'll save him a little bit of effort. American 456, turn 10 degrees left.
10 degrees left to 330, 4.
Just gonna teardrop out a little bit further onto the downwind. Give a little bit of space for your base.
Salt Lake departure, Air Canada 457. We're through 6,600 for flight level 230, just out of Missoula.
Air Canada 457, Salt Lake Center, ident.
Look right in, Air Canada 457.
Air Canada 457, radar contact 10 miles northwest of Missoula. Maintain flight level 230.
Maintain 230, Air Canada 457.
American 456, descend and maintain 900,000.
Down to 900,000 for 456.
American 456, turn 10 degrees right.
10 degrees right, 456.
Keep him inside the final box here, so just a little bit to the right. Got enough room for a base now, that's all I was looking for. So in about 7 miles or so, we'll get the base turn in, have him call the field off the base, hopefully. If not, we'll make sure we're outside the final perch fix so we can get him on the localizer, or for an ILS perch.
Seattle ground, November 107, Mike Romeo is ready to taxi from Signature with Echo.
November 107, Mike Romeo, Seattle ground, runway 16 center, taxi via Tango Charlie.
16 center, taxi via Tango Charlie, 7 Mike Romeo.
Albuquerque clearance, good evening, Air Canada 199, with the information requesting clearance to Denver.
Air Canada 199, Albuquerque clearance, good evening. Clear to Denver Airport, MS3 departure, then as filed. Climate via the SID, departure frequency 127.4, squawk 4020.
Air Canada 199 is cleared via the MS3 departure, climb via the SID, departures on 127.4 and squawk 4020, Air Canada 199.
Air Canada 199, read back correct. American 456, turn right heading 080, descend and maintain 8,000.
080, descend and maintain 8,000 for 456.
Skywise 3340, contact Seattle Center 135.15.
135.15, Skywest 3340.
Air Canada 457, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
266 for Air Canada 457.
American 456, rolling out on the 080 heading, advise Salt Lake Airport in sight, 2 o'clock and 13 miles. Hopefully he received that transmission. I don't know. Not getting any acknowledgement. Let him roll base here and see what he says. Please read that back when we advise you to do that, or just say like Wilco or something. Roger.
Seattle Center, Skywest 3340, flight level 190 for 260.
Skywest 3340, Seattle Center, Roger. He needs higher. He's already going to 26, so we don't need to worry about him.
American 456, airfield is in sight.
American 456, thank you. Turn right heading 130 to join the final. Clear to visual approach, runway 16 left.
130 to the final, and visual approach 16.
Still waiting on Rush to check in. Reach out to him in just a minute here if he doesn't. He's probably tied up explaining something in chat. Air Canada 457, Seattle Center, are you up?
Air Canada 457. Sorry, yeah, just checked in before. We're flight level 202 for 20.
Air Canada 457, Seattle Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
I'll see if we make it 340, Air Canada 457.
All right, so I just went to the 130 heading to join the final. Kind of smooths out the turn to the final. I could have just left the base up to him since we don't have any traffic. That's really a factor, but I figured I would just kindly point him towards the airport for a nice 30-degree intercept to the final. So, especially with the terrain just east of the field. Plus, I'm not sure how dark it is. Probably somewhat dark out there, I would imagine. What are ASDX facilities? ASDX is airport surface detection equipment. I think it's like version 10, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, that's those are facilities where they have a ground radar, which is up on top of the tower generally, and it's that white thing that spins around really fast. So we can actually see aircraft that are moving around on the ground based upon your transponder setting as well. We'll be able to tell if or who you are and where you are, which assists in it in times of low visibility, big time. Track vehicle movements, etc. Most major Class Bravo airports have ASDX. I just found out the other day that Tampa is one of the facilities that does not. Somebody mentioned to me that they don't think Cincinnati has it either. But I know Tampa definitely does not have it. I was just up there the other month. And it's kind of funny because on the airport diagram, it says that they do. And I guess after talking to the frontline manager that I was there visiting, he said that they were testing a version of it, and then they just decided not to continue with it. And then I guess they said they're supposed to be doing it again. So, but Tampa's really not had much of a need for it, from what I've been told. It's not really been super critical. Yeah, lawnmowers, yeah. Ground vehicles, you can track all that stuff. And, yeah, like I said, just kind of assists ground control and being able to determine where aircraft are. Drew, yeah, you should be able to. If not, we'll fix that.
Seattle Tower, November 107, Mike Romeo, holding short 16 center at Charlie, ready for departure.
Number 107, Mike Romeo, Seattle Tower, runway 16 center, cleared for takeoff, wind 100 at 12, gust 15.
16 center, cleared for takeoff, said Mike Romeo.
RVSM, Romeo Victor, Sierra Mike. RVSM, what does it mean? And what does your equipment suffix have to do with that?
Kevin 7, Charlie Romeo, welcome. CCR, Concord. Yeah, you need to research RVSM. No, I'm just kidding. All right. American 456, contact Salt Lake Tower 119.05.
119.05 for 456. Salt Lake Tower, American 456, visual 16 left.
American 456, Salt Lake Tower, runway 16 left, clear to land, wind 110 at 4.
16 left, clear to land for 457.
Is this a list of ASDX facilities here? So was this found all the airports that do? Okay, well, that's cool. Awesome. And is this pretty up to date too? I don't see a date on this. Yeah, so again, it looks like most major class Bravos do have ASDX. There's a few that do not. And also some class Charlies as well. A number of class Charlies have them as well. Yeah, Tampa's not on that list. November 7, Mike Romeo, contact departure.
Over departure, 7 Mike Romeo.
Yeah, Seattle was on there last I checked it. Yeah, here it is. That's cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Drew. Awesome. Wasn't sure if that list was published anywhere or not. So Cincinnati, that wasn't on there, I don't think.
Seattle departure, November 107 Mike Romeo, 7,000 for 9,000.
Nope, no Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is another Bravo that doesn't have it. Oh, no, they do. Here it is, CVG. It's there. So I guess Cincinnati does have it now. Tampa might be the only one. Remember, 107 Mike Romeo, Seattle departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 14,000. Turn left direct to Payne VOR. Resume on navigation.
Climb maintain 14,000. Turn left direct Payne, and we'll resume on nav 7 Mike Romeo.
Yeah, Tampa might be the only one on that list. I'm not surprised about Providence. And Drew, if you haven't seen the Providence accident that nearly occurred, I think that was with who was involved with that? Was that United? And I bet you anything Vass Aviation has that. I should look for that accident in Providence. That was the one that pretty much brought about the whole as the X usage, if I'm not mistaken. The Providence incident. Should see if we can find that. See if we can find it. Because they didn't have it, and they were getting bad reports from a pilot. When was this? 2013 runway safety Providence. I think this might be the one. It was like a runway incursion, and they were just so lucky that they were so super lucky that nothing happened with this one because I think it was like a Cessna or something. Some little GA plane was lost. Couldn't figure out where they were located, and they were clearing someone to land on a runway or clearing someone for takeoff on a runway. I'll have to look through the story again for it, but this is really what brought about the need for ASDX because it does help. It assists greatly in times of low visibility. So this is a good one though. I should definitely look through this video, make sure this is accurate. Yeah, I'll put this one up on screen in a minute here. We can watch this one. So basically, before ASDX, ground controllers had to rely solely on pilot reports to determine where aircraft were. And obviously, I mean, if a pilot's lost and, there's a lot of kind of odd angled off taxiways and a lot of crossing runways at places like Providence, it's not always easy to quite tell where you are unless, you're right next to a runway marking or right next to a taxiway sign that you can see. And I think what ended up happening here was just somebody was lost and didn't know where they were. And they were clearing someone for takeoff.
Oakland Center, Southwest 1413.
Salt Lake Tower, American 456, vacated at Hotel 10.
American 456, roger, taxi to the ramp via hotel, monitor ground 123.77, good day.
To the ramp via hotel, we'll monitor ground for 456.
Southwest 1413, Oakland Center, roger. Yeah, Cappy. Okay, so that was you flying earlier. I'm sorry, I'm still not 100% familiar with everyone's voices. I'm still kind of getting used to it. Yeah, the night departure is not used during those hours at San Francisco. In fact, I'm not 100% sure when the night departure is used. I got to look at it. I think it's like after, might be after like 11 or midnight. Let's see if it should be on the chart. So let's have a look at it. They always use the truck and departure in place of that for RNAV procedures. Let's see, it should say on here somewhere. Oh, maybe it doesn't. It's probably in the SOP somewhere. Let me take a look. And we may not even have it listed in here, but I can tell you for sure that's not used until like later in the night. So that would not be a typical daytime departure procedure to use. Mostly this departure kind of just keeps you out over the bay. But they would be using the truck into departure for the most part during the day. I'll have to try to see if I can find some information on exactly what the hours are. I noticed it's not published on the chart, which is kind of surprising because generally speaking, you would think that would be. Drew, no, actually, in reality, ride reports are like always appreciated, especially from center controllers, because generally speaking, they're going to have a handful of pilots behind you that are transitioning the same direction. Especially like if you're a center controller somewhere that has a lot of major transverse airways, or if it's like early in the day and you're expecting convective activity or something throughout your sector, or building activity. It's ride reports are always something that pilots are, especially commercial pilots, are going to be looking for. So it's always good to give a ride report. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And most center controllers and stuff, if they get the ride reports, they'll sit there and let the trailing pilots that are coming into their sector know on initial contact. They'll be like, rides are mostly smooth for the next 50 miles. After that, between such and such and such and such, you can expect continuous moderate, or they like to inform the pilots as much as possible. The less time they need to spend focusing on giving or obtaining like information from pilots that, or at least informing the pilot as much as possible ahead of time so they can pre-plan if they want to climb or something or descend, the better off it's just going to be for everybody in the long run. So, because that can definitely be, for high altitude controllers, that's definitely something that they're going to want to know so that they can pass that along to pilots that are in trail of you. But yeah, definitely checking in with a ride report. You can't go wrong with that. No one's going to give you a hard time about that. Southwest 1413, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 200.
Descend pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 200, Southwest 1413.
Captain Aviation, sorry, I missed your comment. No, I'm the only one that's on for West. So for the Western U.S. coverage area, it's just me. There's another controller that's working the LA airspace right now. So both of us are working about the same amount of airports. It's just I have a much larger, expansive territory than he does. Our original, when the network first started, it was just LA. And we've expanded into the Western coverage area over the last 2 years. Yeah, Cappy, I'll have to see if I can dig through the real-world SOPs for San Francisco and find some details, or just ask somebody that's familiar with San Francisco about when they use that night departure. in place of the trucking. But I'm almost positive it's probably around or after network close for PilotEdge, because we do not assign that SID. That's not something that we use. Yeah, and I would expect that too. You know, an American Airlines captain is definitely going to be passing along ride report information, checking in with new sectors. That's definitely a very common practice for a seasoned airline pilot, you know, to be doing that for sure. And again, they're going to be looking for the smoothest ride possible. You know, they want to make sure that the customers in the back are content. So plus it's safety too. You know. After 10 p.m. local. Yeah, it could be, which would make it, I guess, an hour before network close. I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you. I'll have to see if I can find some information on that. I do know a couple people that I can ask, so I will run it by them and try to get an answer for that night departure for you guys. It doesn't say anything in our SOP about it.
Albuquerque Grand, Air Canada 199, with the weather ready to taxi from the terminal.
Air Canada 199 Albuquerque Tower, Albuquerque Ground, runway 8, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 8 via Alpha, Air Canada 199.
November 7 Mike Romeo, contact Seattle Center 125.1.
Seattle Center 125.1, 7 Mike Romeo.
Oh yeah, for sure, Drew. Yeah, I mean, you know, and sectors can
Seattle
get
Center
totally
November
bogged down
107
by
Mike
that.
Romeo, level at
That's
14,000.
That's really typical for, you know, a lot of center sectors. You know, in the summertime, especially down in like the Midwest or in the Southeast. The storms can completely wreak havoc on sectors. Remember 107 Mike Romeo, Seattle Center, Roger. See if I can get him a local altimeter too. So it's Payne. 7 Mike Romeo, Payne altimeter 2951.
7 Mike Romeo.
But it's even worse, like down in Florida and stuff, especially in the summertime. You get the air mass storms that build up just inside the coastline, and it's like all the major airways transit either up and down the east coast or up and down the west coast of Florida. So when you're in the summertime, they got the military airspace that's like in the center parts of the states, or in the center part of the state, and your airways run up and down the pretty much just along the coasts, right where the storms start building up during the day. So Jacksonville Center, Miami Center, those guys don't have a good time in the summer, especially in the mid-afternoon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not a good time. Especially if you know, the center part of the state is all closed up and blocked up due to, you know, military operations. That can definitely be a pain. And a friend of mine who works at Atlanta Center. He's south part of Atlanta Center, kind of near the Jacksonville
Seattle Center, Skywest
boundary.
3340. We have to let the dogs out. We're going to pause me back in a few minutes.
Skywest 3340, Roger. Approved as requested. Advise when you're back up.
All right, we'll do. Skywest 3340.
That south part of Atlanta Center, too, can be particularly crappy during the summer. Definitely, you know, the storms will lock, you know, for miles on end if there's a squall line going through and you can't break through the squall line. You know, it's amazing how much havoc that can wreak on flight plans. I mean, just look on FlightAware. Look, you know, in the summertime, just pull up like some flights that are trying to get into Atlanta and stuff, and you see like how they have to go all the way around the squall lines, and absolute pain. So and that's what they have swap routing for, a severe weather avoidance program. You know, dispatchers obviously they're taking on a lot of the workload to try to come up with routes that will get aircraft through thunderstorms as efficiently as possible. PlayStation unlocked. I was so confused earlier today. Requested flight following at Lindbergh. Cleared into the Bravo 2000.
Albuquerque Tower, Air Canada 199, holding short of Alpha 1 for runway 08.
Air Canada 199 Albuquerque Tower, wind 110 at 7, runway 8, cleared for takeoff.
cleared for takeoff, runway 08, Air Canada 199.
So anyways, I'm sorry. So you were cleared into the Bravo at 2000. It's a cancel altitude restriction, resume on navigation. So I climbed up since you were already in the Bravo and had been cleared, yet somehow I busted the Bravo. Really weird. I don't know, dude. I couldn't answer that question for you, PlayStation Unlocked. I'm not really sure. Not having seen the scenario that occurred down there with that or what the controller said, there's not really a whole lot that I could say about that. So I'm not really sure what went wrong there. I do know that there's a lot of shelves down there near Lindbergh. So if you were cleared maybe out of the Bravo at 2000, and then you were under flight following, and they said something like remain outside of the Bravo, resume on navigation, and then you climbed back up into a shelf, that would be a problem. So I'm not sure if maybe that was the scenario. But again, not having not heard the recording of that or exactly what happened, I couldn't really get into details about how that may have went south. Yeah, I've seen that before too, Drew, with the temperatures. Air Canada 199, contact departure.
Departure now, Air Canada 189.
Southwest 1413, contact NorCal approach 121.3.
1213 Southwest 1413.
Albuquerque, departure Air Canada 199, 10,000 with you climbing via the SID.
Air Canada 199, Albuquerque departure, radar contact.
Approach Southwest 1413, flight level 240 for flight level 200.
Southwest 1413, NorCal approach, roger. Information, Yankee is current at San Francisco. Advise when you have that. Expect a visual approach runway 28 left. Or correction, an ILS approach runway 28 left.
Expect the ILS 28 left, and we'll let you know we got the weather. Southwest 1413.
Southwest 1413, also descend at pilot's discretion, maintain a 1-2000. Spilled water all over myself. Good work, AJ.
Pilot's discretion 1 to 12,000, Southwest 1413.
Yeah, and then they've got that corridor too. There's like what Mike said that goes through the Bravo at Lindbergh. So I'm not sure if maybe they were expecting you to like again you were cleared out of the Bravo and then had to you were maybe expected to climb up into that corridor or something. But they wanted you to stay outside of it again. So again, not having not heard the recording, it's really hard to judge what might have gone south there. So I'm not really 100% sure about that. Air Canada 199, contact Albuquerque Center 134 point. I'm sorry, 134.6, 34.6.
134.6 Air Canada 199.
November 7 Mike Romeo, leaving the PilotEdge coverage area. No further ATC service available. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Change to advisory frequency approved. Thank you. 7 Mike Romeo.
Yep.
Enter Air Canada 199 with you, flight level 180, climbing 200.
Air Canada 199, Albuquerque Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Up to 350 now, Air Canada 199.
Southwest 1413 has got Mike.
Southwest 1413, roger, thanks. Really got to get this ATIS stuff fixed here, because we're showing Yankee on my flight route. I'm sure he's picking up something else that's probably internal to his simulator. Yeah, and Drew, I did all my flight training down in Florida and Daytona, and yeah, that's no joke. In the summertime, in particular, like, yeah, good luck flying after 2 o'clock. After 2 or 3, it's like, yeah, it's more than likely not really going to be able to do a whole lot. And I mean, it's not even that too. It was difficult. I had over 30 days worth of no fly in January into February when I was working on my private pilot certificate. And this was back in 2006. And it was just because of IMC fog conditions just in the morning. Pretty much just every single morning. It was I had a really early morning flight block. I think my flight block started at like I think it was like 6 a.m. or something. And I was trying to do my solo cross country, and it took me over a month before I could actually get to it, just because the flight blocks, the way that they have that set up, couldn't find any free time between classes. I didn't have enough time with classes and stuff to have a large enough block to do that solo. So it was really a pain, and to go that long without flying, in particular when you're learning, is terrible because you forget so much. So yeah, it's definitely wasn't fun. And it's like every morning you wake up, you got to check the weather, you got to get your flight planning done, get your navigation logs all figured out and stuff, and where you're going, and go and talk to the flight supervisor. And it's like it was terrible because you'd have to get everything together just to know and realize like you're not gonna go because it's fog out and stuff. But you have to go there physically, check in for the flight. You'd have to go talk to the flight line supervisor, get cleared to not fly because of the weather, and it was just it sucked the fun out of flying for me. Let's just put it that way. I was like, okay, this is too much. Like, there's a series of things that going to a Part 141 program that I was just like, yep, I'm burned out from this. I'm ready to do something different. Southwest 1413 descend and maintain 10,000.
10,000 Southwest 1413.
Hey, what's up, FS98? I'm in North Dakota. I left Florida last month. I was out of Florida about this time last month. 4 weeks I've been back now. Air Canada 457, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Pilot's discretion 240, Air Canada 457.
Glacier 1, so this is going to be Jackson at, I think it's 12,000. Might be 10, can't remember off the top of my head. Glacier 1, here we go. Whoops. What the hell did I just do? Just closed it. Yep, 12,000. Sounded like somebody maybe just subbed. Did I just miss something there? I heard the sound go off. Oh, there it is. Yep, Austin Wilkins. Thanks for that sub, dude. Appreciate that. Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for that support, man. Appreciate it. Some reason or another that didn't pop up in the events list on the Twitch bot, but I've been having issues with that throughout the week. So, Southwest 1413 contact NorCal approach on 135.65.
Just confirm 135.5, Southwest 1413.
Affirmative, 135.65.
Roger, 135.65, Southwest 1413.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you.
NorCal approach, Southwest 1413, 10,000.
Southwest 1413, NorCal approach, Roger. Descend to maintain 8,000.
8,000, Southwest 1413.
This should be the last day that we're using the Big Sur 3, because I think the new AirAC cycle starts, I think it might be midnight. It might actually be now. The new AirAC, I think, rolls out right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's midnight Eastern time. So hopefully they fixed the Surfer arrival, because we've been using the Big Sur all month because of the issue that happened with the last one. So there was actually a pretty significant problem with the Surfer arrival. They had to decommission it for the month because of that. It's like pilots were, I think after they hit the last waypoint, which I believe is I think it's Menlo, they were like, it was forcing the plane to turn back around to the initial like point on the arrival and refly the arrival. So I can't even imagine what kind of hell NorCal was going through in reality on the first day that they figured that was a problem. So they just decided to switch into the Big Sur. So they've been putting everybody onto the Big Sur arrival, but I would imagine they'll have that resolved. So I'm not sure if they're going to up number to the Surfer 4 tomorrow or today or whatever it happens to be, or what's going to happen there. I would imagine they're probably going to up number it again. Captain Corey, what's going on? Albuquerque to Salt Lake. I'm not sure what you're asking there. Are you asking about doing that flight, or? Any plans for PilotEdge expanding? Nope, there's no plans. No plans for expansion. Not as of now, anyways, that I'm aware of. Southwest 1413, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000, Southwest 1413.
And Southwest 1413, turn right heading 010 vectors, final approach course.
Right 010 vectors.
Briefly here.
Southwest 1413.
Turn back onto the final. Waiting on Rush to start down here. We'll switch him over to the low side to get him crossing restriction into Seattle. Air Canada's going to need to switch to Denver. Air Canada 199, contact Denver Center 127.02.
Two 2702 now, Air Canada 199.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, just on the
Seattle Center
monitors.
Sky was 3340.
Denver Center, hello, it's Air Canada 199, flight level 310 at 4350.
Air Canada 199, Denver Center, Roger. And break. Who else was calling unanswered? I'm sorry, it was blocked. Like 2 people transmitting there. I'm not sure who else that was. Yeah, I just have the airports up because I had a couple departures out of there. It looks like our Salt Lake departure disconnected though, so I don't know what's going on there. Switch over to San Francisco since we've got an arrival coming in here, as well as Seattle. Southwest 1413, turn left heading 310, intercept the runway 28 left, localizer, track inbound. Need him to step on the descent just a little bit here.
Left 310, intercept the ILS 28 left, localizer, inbound, Southwest 1413.
Skywest 3340, were you checking back in before?
Affirmative, we're back.
Skywest 3340, roger, thanks. Southwest 1413, 3 miles from Rockme, cross Rockme at or above 4,000, cleared ILS runway 28 left approach.
Rockme at or above 4,000, clear ILS 28 left approach, Southwest 1413.
Skywest 3340, cross Vance at and maintain 12,000, Seattle, I'm sorry, correction, Portland altimeter 2959er. Skywest 3340, cross Vance at and maintain 12,000, Portland altimeter 2959er.
Cross Vance, Adam maintain 3000, 2959, Skywest 3340.
Skywest 3340, 2000, 12,000 at Vance.
Vance, Skywest 3340.
At 3340, your readback is still not coming through. Just verify 2000, 12,000 at Vance.
2000, 12,000 at Vance, Skywest 3340.
Thanks, readback correct. Air Canada 457, contact Seattle Center 125.1.
251 Air Canada 457. Seattle Center Air Canada 457 now. We're just about to let down to 240.
Air Canada 457, Seattle Center, roger. Cross Jackson at and maintain 2000 at 250 knots. Seattle altimeter 2949er.
We'll cross Jackson at 12,000 at 250 knots. Air Canada 457.
Corey, I'm working the western operating area for PilotEdge. It's comprised of multiple different airspaces. Everything pretty much the Rockies and west, outside of ZLA. Southwest 1413, contact San Francisco Tower 120.5.
1205 Southwest 1413. San Francisco's Tower, Southwest 1413 on final 28 left.
Southwest 1413, San Francisco Tower, wind 180 at 11, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Runway 28 left, cleared to land, Southwest 1413.
The brutal cold weather only going to get warmer. For you guys, yeah. North Dakota, we've still probably got
Seattle
winter
Center,
for another 3 months.
74.03 Romeo on the ground at the Dalles IFR Portland International. Ready to go in 5 minutes.
Okay, well, let's see. How many ways can we hit a mountain at this altitude? Actually, he might be okay at 8,000. Let's see. Dalles 8,000. I have no idea what our minimum vector altitude is in here. That's fantastic. That's not showing up for some reason. Click a tab, battleground. Let's have a look. Alright, so November 4403 Romeo, Seattle Center, clearance on request, standby. I would much prefer him on an airway rather than direct VORs, especially departing out of there. We don't have any information as to what the MIA is there, so that helps me very little. Look at that. I have no idea why that MVA is not there. I'm not sure if I'm missing something there or what. Nope, that's just simply not listed. Well, he should be okay if he wants to take the airway. I'm just going to put him on that just to be safe. 520. We'll just clear him via the airway for battleground. 8,000. That should all work out. All right, Sky X-03 Romeo clearance.
Ready to copy. 4403 Romeo.
Skyx 03 Romeo, cleared from the Dulles Airport to Portland Airport via the Klickitat VOR, Victor 520, Battleground VOR, direct. Maintain 8,000, departure frequency 119.65, squawk 5210, time 0519 and 1/2, clearance void if not off by 0530. If not off by 0530, advise Seattle Center not later than 0535 of intentions. Released for departure.
That's clear to the Portland Airport.
Lost Air Canada.
Klickitat VOR, Victor 520, Battleground VOR. Maintain 8,000, 119.65, squawk 5210, void in 0530. 4403 Romeo.
03 Romeo, Roger, read back, correct. Again, released for departure, change to advisory frequency approved. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Cappy Vernal, we actually don't have a way to, Mike and I spent the better part of last night actually trying to find if there was like a code that we could put in to find out how many tickets each person has. We can't find anything, and it appears to be like, for this type of a drawing that we're doing, there's like nothing that we can do to fix that. So unfortunately, it's just going to cut you off once you hit 20. So I'd recommend trying your best to keep track of how many tickets you have purchased at this point in time. But I'm not sure if we can. I think we should be able to log into the back end through the bots. I'll have to look at that to see how many tickets everyone has, and maybe we can try to put a list together for Saturday night just to give you guys an idea. But it's just going to stop you from buying tickets once you hit 20. So if you get to 20, it's just going to cut you off. And I'm not sure if we have anybody that's even remotely close to 20 right now. So sorry about that. I do apologize, but we can't find anything with the bot that will give us that type of information right now that we can actually like put a coding in to where it's going to show you how many tickets you have right now. All right, so we lost Air Canada. Don't know what happened there. Some crash probably. Let's go take care of Rush. Air Canada 457, contact Seattle approach 125.6.
56, Air Canada 457. Seattle approach Air Canada 457 with route 14412.
Air Canada 457, Seattle approach, roger, information. Foxtrot is current, advise when you have that. Expect ILS runway 16 center approach.
Yeah, we have the weather, and we expect 16 center Air Canada 457.
San Francisco ground, Southwest 1413, Alpha 28 left at Juliet going to Bravo 28.
Southwest 1413, ground taxi via Juliet and Alpha to the ramp.
Juliet Alpha to the ramp, Southwest 1413, good night.
Technically speaking, not really supposed to switch to ground until you receive it from the tower, but I did forget to switch him, so not sure how long he was sitting there either. Air Canada 457 descended, maintain 10,000.
0,000 Air Canada 457.
Hey, Justin, how's it going, buddy? What's going on? Okay, so if you guys just noticed that too, Zodius just threw out some extra miles here to everybody on the chat. So the VectorBot should have just made that announcement here too. So hopefully that you guys can see that. So everybody should have 600 right now. That's in the chat. So you guys do have enough for an entry with that. Air Canada 457, turn right heading 260 vectors to final, descend and maintain 6,000.
Heading 260 down to 6,000, Air Canada 457.
So we're taking them off the arrival, so vectors, hence vectors to final. Yeah, let's see, let's throw this one back up to the big picture, just to make sure. See if Air Canada ends up coming back. Keep in mind, guys, tomorrow night I will not be on. I don't work tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's the last night of pool leagues for me. So the stream I'm going to do tomorrow is going to be from 2 p.m. Central Time until 4 p.m. Central Time because I'll be out the door right after that for the last night of pool leagues. So just one short stream tomorrow. This one here I will probably wrap up within the next 35 minutes or so. And then the next one I have planned is for Friday night at 6 o'clock Central Time. That's going to run for at least 2 hours. So just to give you guys an idea, that's all going to be available below the video too. So look down below on the schedule, on the panels. You guys can see what my schedule is for this week with streaming. I try to keep that updated every Sunday as well, just to give you guys an idea of what the plan is. DSR and approach. Yeah, Brett, I use DSR all the time on PilotEdge. I just keep it on one radar mode. I just find it easier. So. Not that it's realistic by any means, but again, we've had this conversation numerous times. This is not a network that's really designed for ATC. This is more designed with the pilot in mind. So I actually do not like using the stars mode in VRC at all, especially for working center. It's easier for me to keep track of scratch pad information with the DSR data blocks on PilotEdge. I can put more into the data blocks than I'd be able to see with stars, which again, it just makes it a little bit more efficient.
You get to research RVSM, Romeo Victor,
Captain Corey, thanks for the follow, dude.
Appreciate RVSM, what does it mean? And what does your equipment suffix have to do with that?
Air Canada 457, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000, Air Canada 457.
Thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. Welcome to the frequency. Magna 4. Square off the base here with the final turn. Just a little bit more here. Give him some time to descend. He's going a little fast, too, so. Air Canada 457, turn left, heading 190, intercept the runway 16 center localizer.
Left turn 190 to intercept localizer, Air Canada 457.
A couple more minutes, hand off the Portland approach for SkyWest. Come on, Rush. Step on that turn a little bit there, bud. Jeez. Figured I would have given that in plenty of time, but it looks like you might have the bank limiter turned on or something. He might go through. Come on,
This
dude,
is a
start
test.
Air Canada 457, you're through the localizer. Just verify you're picking that up.
Canada 457 negative, and not picking up localizer.
Air Canada 457, turn left heading 130 to join. why is he not picking up the localizer?
Canada 457. Yeah, it looks like we picked it up at about 18.5 DME, but at 20 we didn't have it.
Air Canada 457. Okay, Roger. Thanks. Heading 130 to join now.
Yeah, 130. We're turning now. Air Canada 457.
Air Canada 457. You're 4 miles from Magnum. Cross Magnum at or above 4,000. Cleared ILS runway 16 center approach.
Cross Magnum at or above 4,000. Cleared ILS center. ILS 16 center. Air Canada 457.
See his. Do you guys hear that too? Like it's like a modulation in his audio quality now. I think he's got something going on with his terrain because we noted he crashed earlier when he was landing in San Francisco. I definitely think something's going on with his sim. But he sounds all modulated. Like he sounded fine when he took off out of Missoula all the way down into the descent and stuff. He sounded fine, but now it sounds all kind of modulated and kind of distant. You know, I've seen this happen with his sim before. I think he had to do like a fresh install too, which really sucks. But this is not the first time I've seen this happen with Rush, unfortunately. Amtank, how's it going, man? Hazelden, how's it going, man? Hey, good evening. Hazelden, most places are using stars now, so most approach controls are up to stars now. There's still the older ones are using most of them are using like I think it's Arts 3, Arts 3E or Arts 2, I think in some cases. They use like military has their own. I can't remember what that's called. What the military version is. They have they kind of have their own as well. Do you think they will give lower decision heights closer to similar EVS approach limits? I actually have no idea. I couldn't answer that question. That's outside of my expertise. Skywise 3340, contact Portland approach 118.42.
18.42, Skywest 3340.
Air Canada 457, contact Seattle Tower at Soto 119.9er.
At Soto, we'll go to 119.9, Air Canada 450.
Whoops, touchscreen.
Portland approach, Skywest 3340. With information uniform, requesting the ILS 10 right.
Skywest 3340, Portland approach, roger. Expect vectors ILS runway 10 right approach. Verify altitude as well.
Expect vectors 10 right, altitude 12,000. Skywest 3340.
Skywest 3340, roger. Altitude checks.
Seattle Center, Assistant 4403 Romeo, 3,500 climbing 8,000.
November 4403 Romeo, Seattle Center, ident.
Ident 4403 Romeo.
Skyx 03 Romeo, thanks. Radar contact 7 miles south of Klickitat. Altitude indicates 3,500. The Dall's altimeter 2964.
2964, 4403 Romeo.
Seattle Tower, Air Canada 457, ILS 16 center.
Air Canada 457, Seattle Tower, wind 100 at 10, runway 16 center, clear to land.
Runway 16 center, thanks to the winds, Air Canada 450.
What is the fix in that mystery altitude area from the flight plan? JORAD? This area you're talking about, maybe? Yeah, I have no idea why we were missing an MVA here. This is strange. And we're missing another one over here, too. Look at this. Or actually, no, 16.8. We've got that one listed. For some reason or another, there's nothing listed here. Really don't know what's going on with that. We have a couple of areas that I've found where there's just like a small sector that we don't know what it is. Like I'll have to see if I can highlight these and get these off to management so that they can. There was another one like somewhere down here, Albuquerque, I thought. I don't know. I mean, right now we're pretty much just using like as MIAs, we're just using the terrain clearance like altitudes from the low altitude and route charts to kind of give us an idea, or minimum safe altitudes, I should say. It's MSAs, I believe. JORAD is the fix. Juliet Oscar Romeo Alpha Delta. Skywest still has a little ways to go here, so we can let him crank in pretty fast here. I can keep his speed up. I'm not concerned about him slowing down yet. I don't need him low, so until we basically get to the downwind or just before it. So we can let these guys scream in, especially when we're landing on the 10s. There's really no reason to slow them down, especially if there's nobody in their way. 2.8's a little bit different story. I'd kind of want him slow for that. Just work the base vector to final, but for this we'll have to go off onto the downwind for a little bit. Air Canada 457, cross runway 16 left on the high speed Mike. Join Bravo to the ramp, monitor ground point 7 on the other side. Take care.
We'll cross here via Mike and monitor ground point 7. Thanks for your help, Air Canada 457.
So for safety, what I did is I would assume he decided to fly the obstacle departure procedure or maybe some sort of departure procedure out of here. It kind of looked like he did just based on the turns he was making and stuff before click atat. And then I stuck him on the airway. Initially, he just filed click atat to battleground, but I did have him on Victor 520 with the clearance. So, and again, the MEA between click atat and battleground is 7,000. So as long as he's on the airway, which it looks like he is, he's just a little bit south of it, but still within 4 miles, he'll be safe at 7,000. So we know he's okay at 7,300 here. He can track the airway, even though we're approaching the 8,000 minimum vector altitude. So, and again, that's the reason too why it's like I prefer having these guys come out of these airports that are in the midst of terrain on airways as much as possible, just for their own safety, especially if they're going to be flying low altitude. So, Skywest 3340, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain at 8,000.
8,000 Skywest 3340.
So again, we'll give it up to him when he wants to start down to 8. If he wants to go fast for a few more miles, I'm okay with it. And we don't need to state anything about the speed because it's a given once you issue a descent below 10 that they need to slow to 250. So keep that in mind too, like any of you guys that are working approach. If guys are screaming in fast and you give a descent below 10, they are automatically expected to slow to 10. Even if they were on a speed restriction before, you don't have to state reduce speed to 250. It's you give that descent below 10, it's automatic. You got to slow to 250. So. And same goes for approach clearances too. Again, you'd have to restate a speed if you want somebody to maintain a speed after giving an approach clearance. guys using X-Plane. It did. I don't know. We have a large X-Plane user base on here. Some people are using P3D. I would say X-Plane is probably the largest portion of our pilots on here are probably using X-Plane. Seems to be the trend, anyways. This arrival should have him splitting off onto the downwind automatically. Yeah, it's a 280 heading off of O City. Well, at least Rush completed one flight tonight. 1 out of 3, I guess. Not so bad, right? He's got to be really frustrated. He's probably had a couple Rush rants tonight, I would imagine. Okay, SkyWest should be starting a turn to a 280 heading here per the arrival. Let's hope. Really should have been in it by now. I have to teardrop out. If not, looks like he may not be flying it. And this is why it's important to look at the charts too, guys. Make sure that you are looking at those. Look for those published headings. Yeah, SkyWest 3340. Just verify you're in the left turn to 280 as published on the chart off O City.
Yeah, we're currently in left turn, SkyWest 3340.
Okay, thanks. Continue to left turn now, heading 260. I need to widen the yacht just a little bit more.
260, SkyWest 3340.
Yeah, ideally would have liked him to have started that turn at least a mile or two back than when he did. So, because we're getting a little bit too close to the downwind, as you guys can see. So, to fix this, I'm just going to teardrop out a little bit. So, the 280 heading is going to turn to 260, which will teardrop so we can create a base. And the idea is to build a base there so that we can turn on to the final without ridiculously having to give him an unrealistic tight turn to join the final. So if you guys ever run into that problem too, if you're working finals on VATSIM or whatever, just teardrop. Just a nice little 20, 30 degree vector if somebody turns in a little bit too close to the final or the downwind. This guy was 3340, descend to maintain 4000.
Maintain 4000, SkyWest 3340.
Okay, looks good. Tank, yeah, Amarillo's been there for a while. I'm not exactly sure when Amarillo was added, but I want to say that was shortly after I came back to PilotEdge. I've been back with PilotEdge, I should say, for almost a year come April. Basically the first week of April last year. Okay, did we freeze up or we just paused? I'll give it a few seconds here before I say something because, again, traffic obviously not a factor. Skywest 3340 still with us? Okay, not sure. Maybe. Skywest 3340 Portland approach. Well, that might not be good. I've had like 5 people today disconnect on vectors for approaches. Mostly sim crashes. It's never fun. Yeah, and you know it's funny. This same exact thing happened with Rush too, where again he was still showing connected the whole time. Yeah, I guess the sim crashed. Well, that sucks. Damn. All right. Well, I guess we'll see if he comes back here in a couple minutes. Just let it go. I was hoping to at least get him onto the ground here before we wrap up the stream tonight. The Skyhawk is going to take quite some time to get to Portland. At least another. He's got at least another 16 to 18 minutes on the downwind. And yeah, probably at least another 20. I would say at least 25 before he's on short final. Just looking at his present ground speed. That's a 2-minute leader that's out on front of him right now, so I'm just kind of doing mental math, just looking at the picture on the vectors. I would say at least 24, 25 minutes. Yeah, maybe he was hanging. That could have been the case. Sim was just hanging. Had to restart it. Skyx 03 Romeo, contact Portland approach 124.35, 2435.
124.35, 4403 Romeo. Portland approach, Cessna 4403 Romeo, 8,000 level. We'll be requesting VOR Alpha.
November 4403 Romeo, Portland approach, roger. Information uniform is current at Portland. Advise when you have that, and expect the VOR Alpha approach, circle runway 10 left.
Expect circle 10 left. Have the current weather, 4403 Romeo.
VOR Alpha. I got to take a look at this one here and see where this starts. Okay, so yeah, at least another 20 minutes or so looking at his current route here. I actually can't even vector to final for that one too because we don't have a map for it. We just have east and west ops here for Portland with the video maps. So he'll have to take a full approach from the battleground VR, which is fine. He'll be able to fly that outbound, do the procedure turn, come back in, and circle north of the field for a left base, runway 10 left. but that's going to take some time. So I don't know if you guys want to sit here and watch that or not. I guess we can do that. Billy Shears to Captain Corey with a 4.99 sub. Hey, dude, thanks, thanks Johnny for that sub to Captain Corey. There you go, sir. Welcome to the frequency. Appreciate the support as always. Awesome, dude. Welcome to the stream. So if you guys want, we can I can keep this open for a little bit if you guys want to actually watch 03 Romeo fly the VOR Alpha approach. If not, I was thinking about throwing a host someone's way. So let me know what you guys would like. I guess what we can do here in the meantime is I was going to play this earlier. I don't know if anyone is still on the stream from earlier. Drew, are you still here? Drew might have taken off. Yeah, I might just post that to the Discord then. All right, let's have a look at Josh Gibbs. Flying down near San Diego. It looks, oh nice, I need to actually get with him about that. All right, Brett, yeah, take care, buddy. All right, guys, what I'm going to do is here, I'll throw a host over to Josh Gibbs, so let's give him a shout out over there, too. Appreciate the support tonight. Thanks for the subs, guys, and the follows. Always appreciated. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow afternoon. So if you guys are around tomorrow afternoon, look for me from 2 to 4. And that'll be it. Just a short stream tomorrow. Friday night, though, we'll be back at 6. And, yep, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again. Take care, guys. See ya.
Uh-oh. Is this, am I get that prop issue if I pull the power back too fast like that?
I feel the need.
Oh!
The need.
Who is that?
Ow!
1-0. Ooh, ground point niners scared me. Wow, I don't know where Brad is. Oh, he's taxiing back. He's taxiing back. Hey, baby.
Clear Charlie 5 to the
Okay, gears coming down, flaps coming to 1.
Charlie Mike Roger. Let's see the ramp by it. Charlie, you can run the streets. Alright, ramp at Charlie 0. Come on, guys.
Flaps coming in.
3-6 rack across the each other above 2,000. Good ILS 30.
Flight idle. Flight at idle. Oh crap, roll into it. Pay attention.
And it was 556. The whiskey was a little bit pattern we're showing. Yep, 556. 556 Delta Whiskey. Thanks. Right left at Kilo. Taxi via Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo.
Overshoot for the win. Wow, this was the worst pattern ever. Oh my god. Okay, I'll just claim the fact that we needed a few extra track miles. Ooh. 7 months, Mr. Niner. Gentleman and a scholar. We know this. Thank
7 months in heaven. P.
In heaven, yeah. Sure.